a girl, Annette, came into the life of Albert and Ann George Portridge. And on September 7th, John and Florence Nosbish in New Hampton welcomed their baby girl and named her Frances. Now that's a lot of feminine, divine energy released into the world. Then mysteriously, in the fall of 1965, the lives of these 6 women, along with some others, would begin to intertwine. And they, coming from different families, would become sisters to each other and to many others in the Franciscan family. There was a call that each of these Jubilarians answered. It probably arrived as a visitor. Probably it felt like an outrageous invitation. The call was not only to religious life, but to living that gospel that we just heard proclaimed this morning in a Franciscan way. Their response might come in words like this: how can this be? And I'm not so sure. And God, you lift up the lowly. And ultimately, yes. And they've said yes many times over these 50 years. Strange how one word like that will hollow you out. The word remained after everything else was worn away by sand and stone and time. That yes withstood the glaring sun of day and sometimes the weeping loneliness of the moon at night. It was a yes that they proclaimed publicly at their professions here in this space, and sometimes quietly and deeply in the privacy of their own prayer. Their life journeys would take them from this hill to places like Arcadia and Algona, Chicago and Minneapolis, to Tanzania and St. Lucia, Chile, El Salvador, Honduras, from Notre Dame to Stonehill and Shalom, with lots of stops in between. It led to teaching and coaching, to homemaking and making beautiful. It found expression in retreat work, response to the needs of special needs people, adult formation, spirituality, counseling, organizing, the list could go on and on. This call took them to places that they didn't think to go. And to you Jubilarians, I say, this call simply needed to know how far you were willing to walk, to find the lines that were traced upon you before the day you were born. Wherever they went, it was really about working so that the blind could see, and those who were oppressed could be liberated, and so the deaf could hear. And so there could be a time of favor for people. They went so that there could be hope and inspiration for the hopeless and discouraged. What they've been doing all these years is what Jesus did. They've been offering an alternative perception of reality, creating alternative community, taking a stance of life in a world that is so death-dealing. They've been working to penetrate despair so that new futures could be born.